So this is part two of today's tarot reading series, and this particular and right now I'm focusing on message from the inner child. The first card I got is protecting treasure. So this card to me talks about a feeling of instability or a feeling of homelessness because see, she is actually lying under an umbrella atop her treasure chest. So it looks like she's trying to protect whatever is left. So in the previous reading, I talked about how there was a tower moment and uh, there were major endings which would have resulted in losses. And she's basically the inner child is afraid of losing whatever is left or whatever tangible things may get lost, post the post the tower moment. And I also got the card perception. So this also implies that she's actually not seeing things clearly. So she's looking at it from the perspective of loss, based on what has transpired in her life, based on the losses that she has incurred recently. And what she's not seeing is that right outside this umbrella, there is a crown and then there is a diamond. So there is like a lot of wealth, which could be literal wealth, or it could be in the form of relationships, which are actually available to her. But she's not really seeing that, and her perception is still clouded by whatever has happened in the past. It also, I also got the card talisman and destiny path. So talisman is again, I think, this good luck charm which she's carrying. So it looks like there is also a fear of moving into an unknown path, even though there is uh, there is some kind of good luck, which could be coming from inner guidance. It could be coming from, you know, guidance from the angelic realm. But there is a sense of good luck in this path, which is also corroborated by this card, Destiny Paths. This is the destined path. But there is the inner child has a fear of this new path. Again, I think related to what has happened in the past, because there was a lot of upheaval. There were, I think, a lot of losses, but if she looks and she sees that there are things to be recovered, actually wonderful things which are to be recovered, not to mention the good luck, um, those fears would subside. So for inner child healing, what has worked for me in the past is especially in such scenarios where the inner child is afraid of something, outside, because of what has happened in the past or because of what is happening right now. I usually go into a meditative state, and then I call on my inner child and I talk to her. I ask her like what she's afraid of, and I ask her to tell me from her, childlike, in her own words. And then I try to explain to her what is going on, and I try to pacify her and soothe her. So, if you're facing this, these kind of fears, which may have come up because of certain things that happened in your past, and which is actually blocking you from seeing what is what is right in front of you, the good stuff in front of you. Then, and if it's an inner child who is having these fears, because usually these fears come from my inner child, they don't come from my adult self. Then talking to the inner child and soothing her is going to really it's really going to make a huge difference. I mean, I have personal experience with that. She would really, like, she may not be able to see everything like the inner child doesn't usually, but if you can convince the inner child, if you can soothe the inner child enough to let her know that she is safe. So the keyword here is safety. So the reason that she's feeling so scared is because of a lack of safety. So if you can convince her that you are taking care of everything, and she doesn't have to be afraid, that things are fine, things are stable, things are more safe than when she realizes, the inner child is just going to feel a lot more pacified, and hence she would be more open to new things and be willing to come out and play, and involve herself in creative endeavors. So I hope this helped. Thanks.